Hi guys, Andy here. I've got what will hopefully be quite an interesting test today of two of the newer lower-end devices on Android. So on the left we have the Xiaomi Mi 4i, which I recently reviewed. Go and check that out. Cost me £165 on eBay, imported from China. And on the right we have the new third generation Moto G from Motorola. Cost me, well, can be bought for £158 from clove.co.uk. So I figured actually, hopefully, it'd be quite an interesting test to pit them against each other to see how they match up. Now, we're going to kick things off here with the boot up test. I've actually doubled the video speed because it's not the most interesting thing to watch. So they are both budget devices, but as you can see, I'll put the specs there on the screen. They're still reasonably well spec'd, but not top end by any means. The Moto G has come out of its boot up, and in fact we can get in and we can use the app drawer, which is kind of the measure. So we're left then waiting for the Xiaomi. A lot of people haven't heard of Xiaomi, but they're actually the fourth biggest smartphone distributor in the entire world, mainly because it's they're very big in China. Not so much known about over here in the UK. They're both quite attractive looking devices, I think. I like their design. They've both got very good build qualities, but really here I'm trying to test the slightly more tangible things. So we're going to move on to the Angry Birds opening test. Just showing you quickly sort of how they are both quite nice and slick devices, even though they're only sort of a third of the price of the top end. Well, even a fifth, I suppose, of some of them. The Moto G leading the way, and clearly the Moto G is the first to run. But we'll give it another go just to check that there wasn't a one-off. Now this one, it's almost like the Xiaomi's warmed up a bit. Maybe it's cached some of it. That was a much closer example. So because they seem to have been quite different, we'll give it one more go. Still, the Moto G is just in front, but there we go. I mean, that was quite odd how different the first run was from the last run. So still, the Moto G did win. Just having trouble getting the I can't get my on-screen key to appear for some reason. We'll move on to the actual benchmark test. Now, a lot of people will say benchmarking is kind of pointless. Some manufacturers even try and fudge the results. But obviously it's still going to give you a good idea of raw processing power. That doesn't always convert into sort of smoothness of OS or anything along those lines. And quite surprised, the Xiaomi slightly leading the way sort of in the speed of running the test at this point, but I have noticed for some reason it slows down a lot in the second half. So we skip ahead again. Don't make you watch the whole, it's not the most interesting thing to watch. Now, I'm kind of surprised by that result. The fluidity of the OS made me think that it would be on a par to the Xiaomi, and I know the Xiaomi is going to score more than that because I've done Geekbench before on it. There we go. So Xiaomi considerably higher rated than the Moto G third generation when it comes to benchmarking, which really honestly surprised me because the Moto G I thought felt smoother, felt slicker than the Xiaomi. If you were guessing, I would have if I didn't know, I would have guessed the Moto G was actually the higher powered device. But actually, look at those scores. It's a pretty resounding drubbing by the Xiaomi. So then we head outside to test the GPS of the two devices. So from the app, I reset the GPS state and I come out of the app as quick as I can. Then we're going to head back into the app and see how quickly the two devices can get a lock. Now, straight away, the Moto G recognizes, and it's got a lock already. So the Moto G very quick to sort of seeing 20 devices, 20 satellites and locking onto 10 of them. The Xiaomi finally Finally gets a lock, so that was quite a clear victory for the Moto G. And now we shall come back inside to test the speakers of the two devices. Here we go.
Tell me where to go, tell me what to do. I'll be right there for you. Tell me where to go, tell me what to do. I'll be right there for you. Tell me what to say, no matter if it's true. I'll say it all for you. Tell me what to say, no matter if it's true. I'll say it all for you.
Right side, at least I ain't walking. I bike ride through the neighborhood of my apartment complex on a 10-speed, which are the quiet parts that I find in the garbage. A frame, then put tires on, headphones on, straight apartment complex on a 10-speed, which are the quiet parts that I find in the garbage. A frame, then put tires on, headphones on, straight ahead. Kids try and start ish, but if this is all there is for me, life offers white.
Essentially gave organizations like GCHQ and the NSA a free rein to go do mass surveillance. It also essentially gave organizations like GCHQ and the NSA a free rein to go do mass surveillance. Overturned a lot of the rules and laws, and now we're in the situation where people are clamoring for the Googles and the Facebooks and the Twitters. Overturned a lot of the rules and laws, and now we're in the situation where people are clamoring for the Googles and
I don't know how clear it was on the video, but the Moto G definitely has a louder volume than the Xiaomi. I still think actually the Xiaomi does quite a good job of giving a good rounded sound. It's there's a slight bit more bass. The Moto G a little bit tinny, a little bit, not a lot. So the Moto G louder definitely, but the Xiaomi maybe the slightly better sound. So now we're gonna move on to the Chrome browser test. So I've reset the browser history. I've cleared all previous data. We're going to go first of all to the BBC website. The Moto G sneaking in there. Just show them both scrolling. I don't think there's too much difference one to the other at this point, really. Both pretty smooth, I would say. Now we're going to head to the NFL website. So the Moto G pipped the first one. Ooh, I think the Xiaomi probably pipped that one. Although technically both are still loading the pages. As you can see, it's not, well, can you see in the video? So, I mean, there's not much to tell between them at this point. But it's probably, I think you would say it's 1-1, so this one perhaps the decider. We're going to go to the Engadget website. Try and hit it at the same time. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, wow. I thought initially, yeah, I think we have to give that to the Xiaomi. I mean, definitely that cookie warning comes up a lot quicker on the Xiaomi. So, yeah, different points. It looked like the Xiaomi, then the Moto G, and I think the Xiaomi managed to get the page loaded fully before the Moto G did. So I think it's amazing really what you can get for £160 or that sort of region in this day and age on Android. Both of them very impressive devices. I don't think you're going to do badly whichever you decide on. Maybe it comes down now to just really which design you prefer. Clearly, the only one that won very clearly was the Xiaomi on the benchmarking. But actually, when you look at everything else, you know, the app opening and the browser loading, it was such an even battle that it's odd that the benchmarks were so imbalanced. Anyway, there you go. The Xiaomi Mi 4i and the Moto G 3rd generation. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. My name's Andy. I'll catch you all again soon.